Hey, Algebra 1, this is Coach Trent. This is the last week. This is the last video and assignment that I'll be sending to you. Then the summer is here. So normally you would be taking finals this week, but hallelujah, you're not having to. Isn't that exciting? So last assignment. So I want to go over it with you. Unit 2, homework number 6. And it is called literal equations. Now, I remember that whenever we did this earlier in the year that you guys did quite well on this assignment. So I wanted to make sure, so I'm going to show a few examples here, and then that'll be it for the year. So here we go. Number 3. It gives you an equation, but it tells you to solve for t. So that means t has to be all by itself, and then you have everything else on the other side of the equal sign, because we want it to be t equals. So right now it's not equals to t, there's an r with the t. So remember, this is multiplication. So you solve equations by using inverse operations. So the inverse operation of multiplication is division. So to get rid of that r and move it over here, we're going to use division. So divide, let's use a different color here. We're going to divide, and you got to do it to both sides, remember, of the equal sign. And we're going to divide by r. The reason why we divide by r is because r divided by r equals 1. 1 times t is just t. That's what you want. That's why we did it by r, because we want t by itself. And then write what we have on the other side. D over r. Nothing you can do with that. That's the answer that they're wanting us to come up with, because we solve for t. So that does equal t. So t equals that. You can write it either way. You can write it like that, or you can write it like that. It doesn't matter, the equal sign. So it's commutative. It doesn't matter which side you put it on. All right, I'm going to just leave it like that since that's where it was. Okay, move on to number 4. Now remember, I'm having you, we're working off the notes. So 2 and 4 are on the front page, and then we'll be doing number 9 and 18, which are on the back page. Okay, this front page and then the back page of your notes. Okay, on number 4, it says solve for m. So we locate m's on the right side again. We want it by itself. That's a division problem. What's the inverse of division? Multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides by the whatever we're going to get rid of. So the v, we want to move it to the other side because we want it to be just m equals over here. So to do that, we're going to multiply. So we multiply both sides. I'll just use parentheses for multiplication. So we're going to multiply both sides by v. So that means that v, that'll be v divided, that'll be v on mv over v, which the v's cancel. And over here, that's v times d. And remember, write it in alphabetical order. So it'd be dv. So dv equals, and m is all by itself. So that's what we did. We solved for m. Not that hard, is it? They're just wanting us to know how to move things around. In algebra, you can do anything you want to an equation as long as you're doing it to both sides of the equal sign. All right. Number 9 on the back of your notes, or on the second page, I should say. A little bit longer equation. There's more than one step. So solve for h. So that means we want h to be all by itself left. So we need to get rid of the 1/2 and the b and move it to the other side. The way you get rid of a fraction is you multiply times its reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 1/2 is 2 over 1. Remember, you flip it. So the reciprocal of 1/2 is 2 over 1. 2 over 1 is 2. So we're multiplying both sides times 2. And when we do that, the 2's cancel out. And then 1 times BH is just BH. So now we have 2A equals BH. We're not finished yet because they want us to solve for H. H needs to be by itself. So that means we need to move the B. We need to get rid of the B. That's a multiplication, so we need to divide by the whatever we want to get rid of. So we're moving B over. So we divide by B to both sides. So now what we have left is H all by itself. That's what they want us to do, solve for H. And over here we have 2A over B. All right, down to the last one. Looks hard, but it's not. Several steps here. They want us to solve for B1, so be careful. I think on your last problem on your assignment, it says solve for B2. So it's almost like this, except for you're solving for a different B. So today on the practice, we're solving for B1. So we're solving for B1. So we want B1 to be all by itself. So let's get rid of the fraction first. So remember, to get rid of the fraction, multiply everything by 2. The reciprocal, flip it. That's 2 over 1, which is 2. So we're multiplying both sides by 2. That takes care of the fraction. That leaves us over here, 2A equals H times B1 plus B2. Now, usually when you have parentheses, you have to multiply the H times everything, but we don't want the H over here with the B1. So while the H is separate, let's get rid of it and move it over here. So it's multiplication, so we're going to divide both sides by H. So divide both sides by H. And that'll take care of that H there and moves it over here. So let's write what we have left. 2A over H equals B1 plus B2. We're almost there. We want B1. We want B1 all by itself. So how do I get rid of plus B2? Inverse of adding is subtraction. So we need to subtract. We need to subtract B2 so we can get rid of it. We've got to put it over here too, though. We need to subtract B2 over here. So what we're going to have is 2A over H minus B2 equals B1. All right. So do the best you can. I hope these help. I'll see you hopefully in the halls of the school. Come back in August. Have a good summer. Be good and stay out of trouble.